Why Michael Jackson almost deleted Thriller. The year was 1982, and Michael Jackson had just finished recording what would become the greatest selling album of all time. But in a shocking turn of events, the king of pop almost destroyed the master tapes before they could be released to the world. Today, I'm going to take you through the mysterious circumstances that nearly robbed us of musical history. Most music historians will tell you that Michael was simply suffering from perfectionism. After all, this was the follow-up to his breakthrough solo album Off the Wall, and the pressure was immense. Some biographers claim that after listening to the final mix, Jackson called producer Quincy Jones in tears, convinced the album wasn't good enough. This explanation has been repeated countless times in documentaries and books. But what if I told you there was something much deeper and much stranger behind his decision? Others point to Michael's religious beliefs. As a devout Jehovah's Witness at the time, Michael reportedly became concerned about the occult themes in the title track. Church elders allegedly confronted him about the zombies and supernatural elements in the Thriller concept. This theory gained credibility because Michael eventually added a disclaimer to the beginning of the Thriller video stating, "Due to my strong personal convictions, I wish to stress that this film in no way endorses a belief in the occult." But this religious conflict happened after the album was already released. So what was the real reason he almost destroyed the tapes before the world had heard a single note? Another theory involves a dispute with his record label. Some insiders claim that Epic Records wanted to make significant changes to the album's track listing and presentation. The story goes that Michael was so upset about losing creative control that he threatened to destroy the master tapes rather than release a compromised version of his vision. This might sound plausible, but recently uncovered memos between Michael and Epic executives show their relationship was actually quite positive during this period. The label was giving Michael unprecedented creative freedom, making this theory highly unlikely. Here's where things get truly interesting. According to Bruce Swedian, the recording engineer on Thriller, Michael received a mysterious phone call late one night while they were finalizing the album. After taking this call in private, Michael returned to the studio visibly shaken. It was that same night that he first attempted to gain access to the master tapes with the alleged intention of destroying them. Swedian never revealed who was on the other end of that call or what was said, taking that secret to his grave when he passed away in 2020. Some of Michael's closest confidants have hinted that this caller revealed something so disturbing about the album that it changed Michael's perspective entirely. The mystery deepens when you consider the strange events that surrounded the album's production. Multiple equipment failures occurred specifically during the recording of the title track Thriller. Inexplicable power outages plagued the studio. 3 different session musicians reported having identical nightmares after recording their parts. Even more bizarrely, a fire broke out in the exact section of the studio where the Thriller tapes were stored just days after the album's completion, a fire that mysteriously extinguished itself before causing any damage. Were these mere coincidences? Or was there something more supernatural at play? Something that Michael became aware of and desperately wanted to prevent from reaching the public? For decades, we've accepted the simple explanation that Michael Jackson's perfectionism nearly cost us the greatest album of all time. But the evidence points to something far more extraordinary that happened during those final recording sessions in the fall of 1982. Was it divine intervention, a threat from powerful industry figures, or something even more inexplicable? The truth has remained hidden for over 40 years, but in fact, I'm going to tell you finally the real reason.